a minute from the pulpit. But before that, I just want to tell you what it will look like. Jesus took a few of his friends up to a mountain, and when he was there, Jesus began to glow. It was kind of like special effects of the Bible, or something science fiction-like. His clothes became dazzling white, his face began to shine like the sun, and really important people from Jewish tradition showed up, Elijah and Moses. Then suddenly, a bright cloud overshadowed them. Do you remember what it was like when the darkness came here this morning? We turned all the lights out at the same time, and then gradually we invited the light back in. This is symbolic of this transfiguration moment. So today, you will meet a character who witnessed the transfiguration, but her story didn't make it into the Bible. Before we meet her, though, I want to tell you how special and loved you are by this congregation. Today, our worship service is focused around the dreams and the visions and hopes for First Church. And when I asked the congregation, again and again, people said they had hopes for the children of the church. So today, we have decided that we really want you here in worship to be with us. And we want to make this church as great and special for you as it possibly can be, so that wherever you go in the world, wherever you lead your lives and whoever you become, that you know this is a place you can come back to where you will be infinitely loved. So now, meet a character from our past.
Hello, my name is Sophia. I come from a family of Jews and lived many years near the Sea of Galilee. My life as a woman was very difficult, cooking, cleaning, carrying water for many, many miles. One day, I was near a crowd where a man was talking about the many blessings I could find by being merciful, by making peace, by being pure in my heart. He spoke as if he was talking just to me, that I was the light of the world. That was the day I began to follow him wherever he went. There was always a group of us, of women who were there, observing, learning, listening. We were amazed at his willingness to be unafraid of the rulers. Imagine, and to heal on the Sabbath, or to pick grain to feed us on the Sabbath, to just tell the rulers that God's will was different from theirs. You surely have never heard of me. In our time, women were mostly unnoticed, unacceptable, at least to the men who wrote down the stories about him, about Jesus. But we were there. I think it made him glad. I always dreamed that it would change someday. We saw him heal and pray and show marvelous things about God's kingdom. He never ignored us or found us unclean. He never sent us away. We followed mostly a bit behind, but we saw what he did. Once, I even followed Jesus up a high mountain with James and Peter and his brother. I was watching from afar. I knew they didn't see me, but Jesus shone like the sun. His robe dazzled us, pure, pure white. I think they saw a vision of our ancestors, my ancestors, Moses, Elijah, and they talked about a place for the three of them to dwell. Suddenly a cloud came over us and a voice spoke. "This is my son, beloved, pleasing to me. Listen to him." It was beautiful and fearsome. I watched them fall to their knees, and they were terrified. But then Jesus calmed them, helping them up, and he said, "Do not be afraid." And he was alone with them. At first it seemed strange. But soon I realized God came to us when we were covered by a cloud with some brightness, but a cloud in a darkness, just when we needed to hear God's voice. I'm sure you understand that. God coming to you when things are cloudy or dark, never completely dark, coming to help you when you are afraid, to help you up, to not be so scared, to let you know, too, that you are beloved. As they came near to me going down the mountain, he told them forcefully not to tell anyone about what had happened until after the Son of Man has been raised from the dead. I knew he would be gone from us someday. The Pharisees hated him, and the king didn't want him teaching us. The king was afraid that we'd prefer Jesus' ways to his. It made me so sad and frightened. I know that you understand. I'm told you will soon spend 40 days preparing to understand this. It's like what Jesus did when he came to us. He went to the wilderness, returning with unbelievable wisdom. No matter who you are, unnoticed like me, or well-known, or rich, you will know. I know he will die, and you will see that God brings us from death to life as God's beloved. It's like that for Jesus, and it's like that for us, dying and rising, dying and rising, dying and rising. Goodbye for now. Perhaps someday you will hear me again in your heart when you look for love and look for life.